This is massive for the Dallas Cowboys as a Cowboys insider has linked us to 3 free agents as we continue to build our roster for the 2026 season in hopes of making it back to the Super Bowl, and we got to break it all down. What's up, guys? I'm Matt Long. Welcome to Cowboys Football 365. If you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, please hit that subscribe button. Only 10.4% of viewers are subscribed to the channel, and it really helps me out a ton. But let's jump right into what we got for today. Everyone's talking about the NFL draft, but are forgetting that free agency is still available. We only have 3 picks in the top 100, so it's a little bit, we got a lot of holes. Don't have a ton of picks to fill those holes. However, we still have free agents on the market who we can sign to improve the team. The first name is someone that I've already talked about a lot on this channel, but we got to bring him back because Bobby Wagner, inside linebacker, formerly with the Commanders, is just a perfect pickup for the Cowboys. Bobby Wagner, very old, but still extremely productive and would immediately upgrade our tackling and our play at the middle linebacker position. In 2025, Bobby Wagner, despite being over the age of 35, was graded a 78.6 by Pro Football Focus, which was the 9th highest grade out of any linebacker graded by Pro Football Focus out of the 88 that they gave a grade to last year. He's really old. His body must be breaking down. Does he take plays off? Does he sit on the sidelines? Nope. Bobby Wagner played 1,132 snaps in 2025, which was the most of 186 linebackers, aka all the linebackers in the league who played last season. Bobby Wagner, extremely productive in this time as well, with 107 tackles, which was 7th most out of the 88 linebackers who qualified on a snap count basis, and 20 pressures, which was 8th most of all linebackers qualified on a snap count basis. Bobby Wagner, still productive, still available, still really good, and he's not even that expensive. He's a little bit over $70 million. Now, I know what people are saying, but he's too old for this team. He's too old. You can sign him to a 1-year deal, fully guaranteed. It's going to be $7 million this year. It's not going to hurt the cap going forwards. If he is able to produce another season like this, it will be one of the best offseason signings of the springtime. It's just perfect for the Cowboys to pick up Bobby Wagner. Don't tell me he's too old. His play is declining. It's objectively not declining. Yeah, he's not getting hurt. He's still playing well. Bobby Wagner, a great pickup. Let's jump into the next pickup here that we're getting from Cowboys insider Zach Dimmitt. Full disclosure, he should probably be a little bit bigger here in that picture. Pretty funny. That's my fault. But we're being linked to Derek Barnett, a Super Bowl champion with the Philadelphia Eagles. Barnett had a solid season with the Houston Texans in 2025. Playing on an elite defense, he had 5 sacks. In his first year with Houston in 2024, he also had 5 sacks while returning 2 fumbles for touchdowns. If the Cowboys don't re-sign Jadeveon Clowney, adding Barnett to the fold would help add talent and experience to the team's edge rusher room. Now, it is no secret that we desperately need to add to the edge rusher room. Last year, Derek Barnett still decently productive in the best defense in the NFL. The Texans carried their offense to the NFL playoffs. Unfortunately, CJ Stroud threw something like 5 interceptions, and the defense was not able to account for that versus the New England Patriots. Derek Barnett, another guy on the older side. Most of the free agents left are on the older side. There are reasons why the players who are still available, there's a reason why they are available. So it's a bit of a bargain bin approach if we were looking at the free agents who are still available. Derek Barnett was given a 65 overall grade by Pro Football Focus last season, which was 58th of the 115 edges who qualified for a ranking on a snap count basis. Speaking of snaps, he played 350, which is, not super available is one way to look at it, but another way to look at it is he's an older player, and there are a lot of players who, there's a lot of really talented edge rushers on that Houston Texans team who are taking more reps from him. 14 pressures, 10 tackles for Derek Barnett in 2025. As we can see from his stats, over the past couple of years, sack-wise, he's not going to blow the roof off the place, but at the same time, he is still going to give you some pretty projectable production, you're expecting about 5 sacks out of him. 5 sacks last year, 5 sacks the year before that. In his first year with the Houston Texans being traded mid-season, he had 2.5 sacks on 2023. But Derek Barnett, only $4.5 million, so you're going to be paying a little bit less than $1 million per. Yeah, just make sure I have my math right. A little bit less than $1 million per sack. We're expecting somewhere between 4 and 5 sacks for this player. So paying him $4.4 million on a 1-year contract makes a ton of sense. His contract situation being likened to K'Lavon Chaisson, Clelin Ferrell, Darrell Taylor, all players who got a 1-year contract extension. This graphic of calculated market value coming from Spotrac, which is a website that looks through the history and looks at other players' stats, their situations, their ages, and their contracts that were eventually signed to project going forward what current free agents are going to be demanding on the free agent market. $4.4 million for Derek Barnett to increase our pass rush would be a win for the Dallas Cowboys, especially if the plan is to not sign Jadeveon Clowney. We heard all offseason and the end of the regular season that the plan was to re-sign Jadeveon Clowney, who I guess at this point has turned 32. Clowney getting up there in age as well. I feel like I would expect at this point, if Clowney was going to get signed, he would be signed already. Not a great look for him in terms of returning back to the Dallas Cowboys. The fact that he isn't signed yet, but it might not be a good plan, but I'm positive Jerry does have a plan here going forward. And we know that we do need to address this edge rusher position. Highly likely that it will be addressed in the first round of the NFL draft with either pick 20, pick 12, or some sort of combination when we inevitably make some trades. A lot of buzz about trades going on. Is that people getting bored with the offseason, get excited for the draft? Real stuff going on behind the scenes? Probably a combination of all three. Let's jump into the final name for this video, where Zach Dimmitt is linking the Dallas Cowboys to Hasaan Haskins, a free agent most recently on the LA Chargers. He writes, a bit of a flyer here, but the Cowboys could always use some running back depth behind Javonte Williams if Jaden Blue doesn't take a step forward in his second season. Haskins has played in 44 career games while posting 76 carries for 229 yards and 2 touchdowns, along with 18 catches for 119 yards and another score. He has only fumbled once in his NFL career. Now, part of the reason why Haskins has only fumbled once over the course of his NFL career is probably because he hasn't played a ton of snaps in his NFL career. Hasaan Haskins is a depth running back who is he's kind of just a guy at the running back position, but behind Javonte Williams, there are really just question marks for the Cowboys. Our depth chart reads as follows: running back 2, Malik Davis, who is kind of just a guy. Maybe he's better than Hasaan Haskins, maybe he isn't. Then you get into the second-year players with Jaden Blue out of Texas as our third-string running back, and our fourth-string running back is 2025 7th-round pick Phil Maffa out of Clemson, another running back who you would hope can take a step forwards in his second season. But if none of those guys are able to take a step up, we're going to need another running back behind Javonte Williams to pick up some snaps, and Hasaan Haskins is a running back who can fill into that spot. Hasaan Haskins projects to be extremely cheap via Spotrac's calculated market value, expecting him to sign a 1-year, $1.4 million contract, likening his contract situation to some of the richest running back salaries in the league, such as Xander Horvath, Ronnie Rivers, and Benny Snell Jr. So guys that are not making a lot of money, just a depth signing at the running back position, which is a position that usually sees a lot of attrition over the course of the season. So 3 guys that the Cowboys need to take a look at in free agency. We have holes on this roster, and Jerry just got to fill them. We got some salary cap left. Let's make some moves happen. That's what I got for this video. If you stuck around this long, I appreciate you taking the time to watch the video all the way through. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and go Cowboys.